weekly recap. We begin with the word Mubarak, which was appropriate for the celebration of Eid ul-Fitr, Eid Mubarak, and a seasonal blessing, best wishes, congratulations, greetings. Nitin says, but that's an Urdu word.
Yeah, and it came up in conversation prior when we had said Diwali Mubarak,
Yes.
because a lot of people said, oh, well, that's wrong and whatever. I hate in conversation, and Peggy Mohan confirms it's used in India, Diwali Mubarak. But in this context of this whole ideology is now from extremist Islam and extreme Hinduism, I would say in a response to it, there's this argument, right? Yes, because when they teach Shuddh Hindi, you would not use a Sanskrit like Diwali would with Mubarak, but it tells of the old language before all its politics. I know for sure, like for instance in Mastana, Adab Ars Khuda Hafiz. It's something we hear from Adab Ars Khuda Hafiz from Mastana Bahar. So it tells of an older tradition of these expressions used in Muslim Bhojpuri, Trinidad Bhojpuri speaking homes. Mubarak, it means congratulations, right? So it means blessings, benediction, congratulations.
To another Trinidad Bhojpuri word, Panchayat. Now, this is quite popular in Trinidad. We even had a radio show with that title. A village meeting consisting of 5 elders and a Panch Mukhi to deliver the verdict. It's quite common in Fiji, says Sudhir. Kevin says, well, modern Trinidad language is what most Trinis like, a good gossip. That's a context that the young people use Panchayat in now. When a group of 5 persons get together to make decisions for the village folks, a group of 5 people who would meet to discuss important issues. Panch meaning 5, Panchayat meaning having a meeting or a conversation.
Long time. So long time in the court something to put down in court of money. All you call was a long time. You call a group of men, Panchayat. A group of men, and let them serve you.
Right? So they are all correct. Punch, punch, same thing. The word punch in English as punch, meaning a drink with 5 ingredients. We have punch amrit, punch amrit. In our context in tribal stories, a punch is from Sanskrit pancha, right? Panchami, 5, right? And then we add the suffix ayat, panchayat. So it means a meeting of 5 people, which would be essentially our system of adjudication and decision making, where 5 elders from the community would make decisions even on things like what punishment somebody should get, who should arrange marriage with who, and if they should get married. So you'd have to get the blessing of the village elders, which would be 5, not women, men. I don't know if you look at Lagan. In Lagan, there was a village chief or village elder. So it would usually be those, and he would select individuals to kind of make like a village council. And this is when administration and governance wasn't really a thing. Basically, communities would guide themselves and be connected to, sort of administration.
Trinidad Bhojpuri phrase. Well, this was one for the books, BHAAG, CHALI, paint. Now, those outside of Trinidad had no idea because they started guessing, is it to go for paint? Let's go and buy paint. Does it have anything to do with paint? But those from here in Trinidad and the older folks had some fun with this one. Chandra says, I heard this one told many times long ago when growing up. Not sure if I heard it right. It's about lovers running away. The point meaning point 14. Another person jumped in the conversation and said, I heard the same story too. Bas Day says, well, the way I heard it 65 plus years ago, it was a pundit who whispered the phrase to a young Dulahin. Translated, he was telling her, let's run away and go to point, referring to point 14. Back then, I was listening to big people gossiping about Jelly Paint.
I heard the story after we had the interview with that old person. She was like, yes, some pundit they talk about, and when the pundit married and then he tell the girl, hey, you could check me, we'll go wrong point. Meaning that he like how the girl is looking. I don't know, I heard it about, just in general, right? So point is how old people would say point 14. Because we say, let me go point, So in English, Creole, so point, as in point 14. And then point 14 is a far off place, right? Yes. So all average Trinidad. is behind God's back, is where nobody can see. And it's true because I live at Point, because I used to work there in a clinic, and I used to stay as an outpost. And yes, you could hide from the rest of Trinidad in Point. So, um, yes, the reference of Point and Point in a far off place and Bhag to run. Chali, let's go, let's run off the point is an expression that's used, and it didn't come in the context. Well, the people don't know what the paint means again.
Right.
Actually, paint, it was just an expression. It means, well, let's run away. Shall we run away? We will run away. Far away. Far away. We will run away. Far. Far meaning paint.
So it's like elope.
Yes, I think exactly that's the meaning is. No, but I mean, yes, elope specifically, I don't know the context, but I know in the context of modern, where you say, let's elope, meaning we skip the wedding, forget the family, and just go.
Yes.
So you can actually tell your girlfriend, well, oh yeah, fiancé, well, bhag chali paint. We just run away and elope. Yes, you could use it in that context.
Okay, and another Trinidad Bhojpuri word, KOTHAARIYA. And this was confusing because I thought KOTHAARIYA was a large room, but these were the messages: a small house or cabin,
Yeah.
a room, a small chamber that may be used for storage, temporary confinement, where servants might stay or live as part of a larger house. A quiet room in the house where you put someone who is ill or in need of recovery space.
Yeah, so in Hindi as well as Trinidad Bhojpuri, R and the ER, the N makes it diminutive, meaning a smaller version, right? ER, and that ER comes from Bhojpuri. The root word kotha, right, which means a hall, and it means a big space, right? In context, it means used as kotha in the context of Bollywood or brothel hall, because it could be used to mean brothel in that context. We look at Umrao Jan and we look at Devdas, where the dancers were, and in Hilogone, that song from Pakiza, that where they danced in Bollywood was the hall or the brothel hall, right?
Okay, so Nalini on Facebook says several things come to mind. Kotha originally meant a small villa, but then, especially during British rule in India, it assumed another connotation, that of a brothel, which is what you made reference to. She used the word kothewali.
Okay, so yes, but kotha was in the context of a hall, as in the court of the king, where you have dancers as well, right? So, kothewali in the context of the, well, let's say, period of Bollywood. So, courtesans, that's the word. But courtesan comes from court, kotha. You see the root? Kotha, court. So, there's a link there with the etymologies of cognates. Kotha, court, courtesan. It is kothewali.
Interesting.
And as far as I know, the old people, they also use KOTHAARIYA as a room in the house, KOTHAARIYA as a bedroom, because when I describe the house is in Hindi, I'll translate in Bhojpuri. "Ye hamar ghar ba." This is my house. Hamar ghare mein, at my house, or hamar ghare, in my house, char KOTHAARIYA ba. There are 4 rooms. So it is used in the context of a living space in the house. I want to make a reference to the old house style, which is to be KOTHAARIYA around the house, and in the middle was the angan where the jhandi was. I guess it doesn't exist anymore. You see it in Bollywood films in village houses.
Excellent. All right, so we got that one. And we, of course, have our Trinidad Bhojpuri food-related word, which was a simple one, BAIGAN. I have to say, some people told me at the station, I had no idea BAIGAN was a Bhojpuri word.
Okay, when I learn Marathwani, I learn bangan.
Oh, okay.
Bangan. So that's how we say it, because be in Hindi. But because my mamu taught me in a Bhojpuri accent, he would say Visham is ba, be, di, bu, be, bai, not ba, as in Hindi, which is a Gili accent. So I realized that I learned Hindi from my mamu in a UP Bihar accent, and then my grandfather would have spoken in that accent, so he would say not paisa but paisa. he wouldn't say bangan, he would say baigan, baigan. You hear the difference in accent?
Yes.
So, if I would say baigan, then it is a Bhojpuri word. But if I say bangan, bangan, then I speak in a Delhi accent. And then there's another word that they use in Jamaica. And I also use it in Suriname. And it exists in Hindi as well. Bhata. Yeah, I know they use that word bhata is nasal in Jamaica, bhata ke chokha. And they use it in Suriname. Bhata, which exists in our Trinidad Bhojpuri as one synonym for the word. But bhata is a small egg-shaped eggplant. And baigan is a long one. So I get to realize this story over time as well.
Right. So eggplant, melangine. What is brinjal?
So the words as follows. Brinjal is the Indian English word. Indian English is a unique kind of English, right? They use all words from the colonial period. So brinjal, right? There are other words that do come to mind right now from the colonial period that they would use. Sepoy is the next one, and so on. They have other words. This is to come to mind right now. Brinjal, aubergine, which comes from French and Portuguese, because I know the word auberge. Auberge in French means purple, from aubergine, which from French, auberge. So aubergine exists in Portuguese, and it comes into English, aubergine. Brinjal, which is an old world word, all come from the root baigan, bangan. It comes from the same root, the same aubergine, brinjal, baigan, which comes from bangana, if I'm not wrong, from Sanskrit. So then it means that along the trade routes, this word will have evolved in the different forms. The only word I don't know that related is eggplant, and I think melangine is related to the same melangine. It's related somehow. But all these words, aubergine, brinjal, baigan, not bhata, they're all related from the same one root word in Sanskrit.
Hey, thank you guys so much for contributing to Trinidad Bhojpuri Words and Phrase. This is a KDC production in collaboration with Caribbean Hindustani. If you'd like to get in touch with Dr. Visham Bhimull, here's how you do so.
Yeah, so Caribbean Hindustani, which is on Facebook as well as YouTube, and then there's CaribbeanHindustani.org, all available online.
I'm Karen Das. Catch you for the next weekly recap.